Hello everyone. A few weeks back I made a video asking for recommendations for a limited 4-colour watercolour palette, and I got quite a few interesting responses in the comments, so thank you all for that. And here in this video I'm going to take a look at a few of those recommendations and see what kind of mixes I can get from them. Okay, so the first combination here is going to be lemon yellow, which is PY3, that's a Mijello paint. Carmine, this is a Rembrandt paint, it's PR264 and PV19. And I've got Rembrandt Phthalo Blue Red shade, which is PB15. I chose the red shade just because I like it more than the green shade. And then for the dark I've got Cotman Sepia, which is PBR7 and PBK7. The next combination is Holbein's Quinacridone Gold, which is PO48 and PY150. Then I've got Mijello Red Brown, which is PBR25. And then as the blue in the combination, I've got Payne's Grey. This is from Mijello. This is PB153, PV19 and PBK7. And then for the dark in this one, I've gone for Cotman Sepia again. So that's PBR7 and PBK7. And the third combination starts with Holbein Quinacridone Gold again. So that's PO48 and PY150. And that is followed by Lukas Genuine Rose, which is PV19. And again for the blue is Mijello Payne's Grey, which is PB153, PV19 and PBK7. And for the fourth colour in this combination is Mijello Dark Burnt Sienna, which is PBR7. And this last combination is my choice of colours. These are kind of the ones I use in my everyday painting. So first up is Lukas Raw Sienna. This is PBR7. Then I have Rembrandt Light Oxide Red, which is PR101. And then Rembrandt Phthalo Blue Red shade, which is PB15. And for the dark, I've gone with Kusakabe and Umber, PBR7. So now I'm back to the first combination, and I'm going to start mixing the secondaries. So we'll see what kind of orange, violet and green we can get. So first I'll mix the lemon yellow and carmine together. Next is the carmine and the phthalo blue red shade. And then the phthalo blue red shade mixed with the lemon yellow. And then finally, in the boxes on the left, I'm going to mix each colour with the Cotman Sepia. Now I'm going to repeat the same process with each of the 3 other combinations, and then once they're dry we'll take a closer look at them. Okay, so that's all of them painted out, so let's take a look at them when they're totally dry in daylight. So this first one is the lemon yellow, carmine, phthalo blue red shade and sepia. I'd say this combination is definitely the most versatile of the four, and even though I'm predominantly a landscape painter and generally paint in pretty muted tones, it is nice to have access to some of the brighter greens and oranges. And as you can see, the box on the left with the sepia, it's very easy to neutralize things down and get some more earthy tones. So moving on to the next combination, we've got Holbein Quinacridone Gold, Mijello Red Brown, Mijello Payne's Grey, and Cotman Sepia again. I love the greens and oranges I can get from this combination. Unfortunately, you can't really mix any kind of violet. It ends up being a dull brown grey. I guess that kind of makes the sepia a bit redundant really, because maybe I should switch that for something else. Maybe I'd switch the sepia for something like a cobalt blue. That would probably make a really good limited landscape palette. Moving on to the third combination, we've got Holbein Quinacridone Gold again, we've got Lukas Genuine Rose, and Mijello Payne's Grey again. And the dark is Mijello Dark Burnt Sienna. I think I prefer this combination to the previous one because you still get the nice green and a pretty good orange, but you also get a much more saturated violet. I think I might struggle with this combination though, having Payne's Grey as my only blue. I think I'd want a brighter blue available for painting blue skies and water and things like that. Now on to the final of the four combinations. This is Lukas Raw Sienna, Rembrandt Light Oxide Red, Rembrandt Phthalo Blue Red Shade, and Kusakabe Burnt Umber. These are pretty much the colours I'd use in my everyday landscape palette. Most of my paintings would contain a PBR 7, whether that be a raw umber or a raw sienna, and then probably light red or Indian red and the phthalo blue red shade. For me this is pretty much the perfect little landscape palette, but of course if I want to paint other things like florals, it's going to be difficult. Looking at the four combinations together, I'm pretty sure I'd either choose the first combination or the fourth. I like the first one mostly because of its versatility, though I'd be tempted to change the sepia for either a burnt sienna or maybe the Mijello red brown. The fourth one I'd probably choose because it's the colours I know and use every day. The second and third combinations, I think, it's the Payne's Grey that's putting me off. I really like the Quinacridone Gold. I think it would be a lot of fun experimenting with that in some paintings. Maybe if I switched out the Payne's Grey for either Cobalt or Phthalo Blue, I might like these combos a bit more. Maybe I'm overthinking this a bit, because really, there's never going to be a perfect four colour palette. You've always got to make compromises here and there. Maybe I should just pick one, experiment with it, and if I don't like it, change the colours. So what do you think? Have you got any more suggestions for colour combinations? Or do you think limiting myself to a four colour palette is a stupid idea? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video.